For decades, Ford has been one of the biggest names in the automotive industry, helping shape the way the world drives. From the revolutionary Model T to the iconic Mustang and the best-selling F-Series trucks, the company has repeatedly proven that it knows how to adapt to changing times. But now, Ford has made an announcement that could redefine not just its own future, but the future of the entire global car market. At a time when automakers are facing intense pressure from electric vehicle startups, rising production costs, stricter emissions regulations, and fierce competition from Chinese manufacturers, Ford has decided to take a bold step that few expected. Rather than simply building more electric vehicles or introducing another flashy concept car, the company is fundamentally changing the way it approaches vehicle production, affordability, and technology. This move has the potential to disrupt pricing strategies across the industry and force competitors to rethink everything they believed about the next generation of automobiles. The automotive industry is currently experiencing one of the biggest transformations in its history. For more than a century, internal combustion engines dominated roads around the world. Then came the electric revolution, led by companies willing to challenge traditional manufacturing methods. Suddenly, legacy automakers found themselves competing not only with each other, but also with technology companies that viewed vehicles as software platforms on wheels. Ford realized early that surviving this new era would require much more than simply replacing gasoline engines with battery packs. The company needed a completely different strategy, one that could reduce costs, improve efficiency, and allow it to compete against rivals that were producing electric vehicles at increasingly aggressive prices. Ford's latest announcement centers around an entirely new philosophy for developing future electric vehicles. Instead of focusing exclusively on premium models that carry higher profit margins, the company is investing heavily in creating affordable EVs designed for mainstream buyers. This may sound straightforward, but in reality, it represents a massive shift. Many automakers initially believed consumers would happily pay premium prices for electric vehicles because of their advanced technology. While early adopters embraced that idea, the broader market has proven far more price-sensitive. Consumers want electric vehicles, but they also want them to cost roughly the same as gasoline-powered alternatives. Ford now appears determined to bridge that gap. Behind this strategy is a specialized engineering team that has reportedly spent years working in relative secrecy. Rather than making incremental improvements to existing vehicle platforms, the team started almost from scratch. Their objective was simple yet incredibly ambitious: design a new electric vehicle architecture that dramatically lowers manufacturing costs while maintaining performance, safety, and quality. By rethinking everything from battery placement to structural components, Ford believes it can build vehicles more efficiently than before. Every kilogram of unnecessary weight removed, every manufacturing step eliminated, and every simplified component contributes to lower production costs. One of the biggest expenses associated with electric vehicles remains the battery. Batteries account for a significant percentage of an EV's total manufacturing cost, making affordability one of the industry's greatest challenges. Ford's new strategy focuses on integrating next-generation battery technologies while optimizing how those batteries are incorporated into the vehicle structure itself. Instead of treating the battery as a separate module bolted into the chassis, engineers are increasingly designing the battery as an integral structural component. This reduces the number of individual parts required, improves rigidity, and lowers assembly complexity. Ford is also investing heavily in advanced manufacturing techniques that rely on automation, simplified assembly lines, and digital engineering tools. Traditional vehicle manufacturing often involves thousands of separate components traveling through numerous production stages before becoming a finished automobile. Every additional part increases costs, introduces potential quality issues, and slows production. By simplifying vehicle architecture, Ford aims to eliminate unnecessary complexity and significantly reduce manufacturing time. Faster production means lower labor costs, improved factory efficiency, and ultimately lower prices for customers. Perhaps even more important is Ford's growing emphasis on software-defined vehicles. Modern automobiles are becoming increasingly similar to smartphones. receiving updates that improve performance, add new features, and fix software bugs long after purchase. Instead of requiring hardware replacements, many improvements can now be delivered through over-the-air updates. Ford wants future vehicles to remain technologically relevant for years through continuous software enhancements. This approach creates a better ownership experience while also opening new opportunities for optional digital services. Another major factor behind Ford's announcement involves platform flexibility. Historically, automakers developed separate platforms for different vehicle sizes and market segments, requiring enormous engineering investments. Ford's new architecture is intended to support multiple body styles using the same underlying engineering foundation. Whether it's a compact crossover, a family SUV, a pickup truck, or even commercial delivery vehicles, much of the engineering can be shared. This dramatically reduces research and development costs while allowing Ford to introduce new models much faster than before. The timing of this announcement is particularly significant because competition has never been more intense. Chinese manufacturers have expanded rapidly by producing affordable electric vehicles at astonishing speed. Companies once unknown outside China are now entering European and international markets with competitive pricing and impressive technology. Their ability to manufacture vehicles at lower costs has placed enormous pressure on established brands. Ford understands that competing solely through brand loyalty is no longer enough. Cost efficiency has become equally important. Tesla also remains a formidable competitor. By pioneering large-scale EV manufacturing and constantly refining production methods, Tesla demonstrated that simplifying vehicle design can dramatically reduce costs. Massive casting machines, replacing dozens of traditional stamped components, became one of Tesla's most talked-about innovations. Ford has carefully studied these manufacturing advances while developing its own unique production philosophy. Rather than simply copying competitors, the company is adapting proven concepts while leveraging decades of experience in large-scale vehicle manufacturing. One area where Ford maintains a unique advantage is its dominance in the pickup truck market. The F-Series has remained America's best-selling truck for decades, giving Ford a loyal customer base that many competitors struggle to match. Electrifying this segment represents both an enormous opportunity and a considerable challenge. Truck buyers prioritize durability, towing capability, payload capacity, and long-term reliability. Ford's future platforms aim to preserve these characteristics while lowering production costs enough to make electric trucks attractive to a much broader audience. Commercial fleets may become another critical component of Ford's long-term strategy. Delivery companies, municipalities, construction firms, and service providers increasingly seek electric vehicles that reduce operating costs through lower fuel and maintenance expenses. Ford's flexible platform approach allows it to serve both retail consumers and commercial customers using shared engineering, increasing production volumes and reducing per-unit costs. Supply chain resilience also plays a central role in Ford's latest announcement. Recent years exposed how vulnerable global manufacturing became to shortages of semiconductors, battery materials, and critical components. Ford is working to localize portions of its supply chain while securing long-term partnerships for essential materials like lithium, nickel, and other battery minerals. Stable supply chains reduce production disruptions and help maintain predictable pricing. Artificial intelligence and advanced simulation tools are further accelerating Ford's engineering process. Instead of relying solely on physical prototypes, engineers can now evaluate thousands of design variations digitally before building actual vehicles. Structural strength, crash performance, aerodynamics, battery cooling, and manufacturing feasibility can all be optimized through virtual testing. This shortens development cycles while reducing costs associated with traditional prototype construction. Sustainability remains another important element of Ford's broader vision. Beyond producing zero-emission vehicles, the company is increasingly focused on reducing carbon emissions throughout manufacturing operations. Renewable energy, recycled materials, efficient logistics, and environmentally responsible production methods are becoming integral parts of future factories. Consumers are placing greater emphasis not only on how vehicles operate, but also on how they are produced. Ford's announcement also reflects changing customer expectations. Modern buyers increasingly expect advanced driver assistance systems, connected infotainment, smartphone integration, fast charging capabilities, and intuitive digital interfaces. Delivering these features at affordable price points requires extensive engineering optimization. Instead of treating premium technology as exclusive to luxury vehicles, Ford wants many advanced features to become accessible across broader market segments. Financially, this strategy represents a calculated long-term investment. Developing entirely new vehicle platforms requires billions of dollars in research, engineering, manufacturing upgrades, and supplier partnerships. However, once those investments mature, economies of scale can generate substantial savings over many years. Every additional vehicle built on the same platform spreads development costs across greater production volumes, improving profitability while enabling more competitive pricing. Investors have closely watched Ford's transformation because the company's success could influence the valuation of legacy automakers worldwide. If Ford demonstrates that established manufacturers can produce affordable electric vehicles at scale while maintaining healthy profit margins, it would challenge assumptions that only newer EV companies can thrive in the evolving market. That possibility alone has captured significant attention throughout the automotive industry. Consumers stand to benefit the most if Ford succeeds. Lower manufacturing costs translate into lower sticker prices, making electric vehicles accessible to millions of buyers who previously considered them too expensive. Increased competition would likely pressure rival automakers to reduce prices, improve technology, and accelerate innovation. The result could be one of the fastest periods of automotive advancement since the invention of mass production itself. Dealerships may also experience significant changes as software updates, digital services, and simplified maintenance alter traditional ownership models. Electric vehicles generally require fewer routine maintenance procedures than gasoline-powered cars because they contain far fewer moving mechanical components. Ford must therefore balance evolving customer expectations with the long-term sustainability of its dealer network. The broader impact extends well beyond Ford itself. Suppliers, battery manufacturers, mining companies, charging infrastructure providers, software developers, and renewable energy firms all stand to benefit from expanded EV adoption. Every major decision by one of the world's largest automakers creates ripple effects throughout the global economy, influencing investment decisions and technological priorities across multiple industries. Whether Ford's ambitious strategy ultimately succeeds will depend on execution. Designing innovative vehicles is only the first step. Scaling production, maintaining quality, controlling costs, securing battery supplies, and earning consumer trust remain enormous challenges. Yet history has shown that Ford has repeatedly reinvented itself during moments of profound industry change. From pioneering assembly line manufacturing to leading the pickup truck market for generations, the company has consistently demonstrated its willingness to embrace transformation. This latest announcement suggests Ford believes the next automotive revolution will not be won solely through horsepower, battery range, or flashy technology. Instead, victory will belong to the companies capable of delivering advanced electric vehicles that ordinary families can actually afford. If Ford accomplishes that goal, competitors across the globe may have little choice but to follow. And if they do, the company's latest announcement won't just reshape Ford's future, it could fundamentally change the entire car market for years to come.